Thank you for joining me on another episode of VIP Exclusive. As you all know, I am your host, Fortune, and today we're going to be looking at the influence of Afrobeats on the fashion industry. So, we've been looking at a series of Afrobeats. We've talked about the history, we've talked about subgenres, we've talked about different aspects of Afrobeats. So, today we're going to be looking at how Afrobeats has influenced the fashion industry, how it has influenced the fashion in general, how it has influenced the current fashion in Nigeria and the world at large. So, talking about the fashion industry, we know that the fashion industry has evolved with time and season. We've had lots of fashion trends come up. We've had really creative ideas come up with these fashion designers, and they've been doing an amazing work, I must say, because, some of these trends come out and then we think like, how are we supposed to wear? The first impression is not always really great. Some of these trends come. Let's take, for example, like runway fashion, when we have most of these models coming out in like very absurd combos. And we're like, are we supposed to wear this thing and go out? But with time, the designers are able to subtly convince the general public into wearing some of these fashion trends, and it has been such an amazing journey in the fashion industry right from the time till now. Back then in the 60s and 70s, we had lots of fashion trends, and Afrobeat artists were a very big part in influencing the fashion game in the country. We had people like Fela, who had his whole thing going on. He had tight shirts with his really tight pants and split ends. It became so much of a trend to the extent that if you look back into some of our parents' pictures, if you have parents that used to, really dress up back in the days, and then you look at their pictures, you see them wearing those pants, those really tight pants with like split ends, and it was, I don't know, it was so fine, and it looked really good at that time. And it really influenced the fashion at that time. Fela was able to influence fashion. Just as I said, our parents used to wear the outfits, so by implication, his fashion influenced the general public. And fashion has been really influential in the general society. It has been really influential, and Afrobeat has taken a major part in influencing this fashion. We also have, coming down to artists like Two-Face and P-Square. P-Square had his whole, Michael Jackson outfit going on, but they were able to turn it into a Nigerian and refreshing way. But their outfit, fit into their danceable tones and hip hop sounds, and it was a beautiful blend. And they really influenced the outfit at that time. They really influenced fashion at that time, and most of those artists in those times were mostly influenced by foreign artists. They had this whole foreign thing going on. They weren't truly African or purely African. They were influenced by the foreign artists, but they were able to turn these outfits into a Nigerian and African manner and influence the general public. So Afrobeat has really been influential right from back in the days till now. Some people might say that it's not the music that influences, it's the artist. But that is really arguable, because if you look at it, these artists are actually influenced by their music. They represent their brand with their fashion, with their sound. They're able to represent their music, their genre, with the way they dress. You cannot see someone like, let's say, Burna Boy turn up on his stage with a full tuxedo, and then he's wearing Italian shoes, and then he's singing last now everybody go chop breakfast. It will look so absurd and weird. So these outfits come together with their music. It's more like an interpretation of their music, and it's able to influence the general public. And we have lots of fashion designers that are really doing a great job through these artists, and are perfectly interpreting their fashion sense to the general public, and they've been really doing a great job. Back in the days, when we had artists like Tiwa Savage coming, Shay, we had artists like Goldie Harvey, Yemi Alade. When they came up with their own style of fashion, they were very intentional about it. They were able to come with a style of fashion that was really controversial, because it spoke volumes, and it was more like Nigerian women could wear whatever it is they wanted to wear at that time. They didn't have to look a certain way. Africans have a certain way in which women are allowed to look like. You can't expose your body too much. You can't wear this kind of clothes because it makes you look irresponsible. Well, let's not throw away our African traditions, but these artists were able to bring out controversial styles that were able to break into the industry and break into the country and Africa at large. And if you look at it now, most of the females out there are able to wear whatever it is they want to wear without being, although there's still a whole lot of arguments, controversy, and people still getting castigated for wearing what they wear, but it's more permanent now. People get to wear what they feel comfortable in, what they feel good wearing, without thinking about the African notion of you can't wear this and you can't wear that. Going forward with time, Africa was able to imbibe with this rule, take out this unnecessary rules. Afrobeats was able to take out the rules from the picture and then bring a refreshing African style into the general public, and we have embraced it. We have opened our arms and we've embraced Afrobeats fashion. We've embraced African stylish fashion, and then the fashion designers that have really done a great job in styling these artists. We have people like Efe Asagba, we have Dunsin Wright, we have Ohimai, we also have Ronami Ogulu. Tons and tons of fashion designers that have done really, really great jobs in styling these artists. They've been able to bring out the personal style of these artists and interpret them into really, really loud statements. I must say that these fashion designers have really, really, come out there and brought out really loud statements about their fashion styles, about their interpretation of the music of these artists. And then, some of these artists have a really, really personal style going on for them. We have artists like Burna Boy, who we know has an eccentric style. By eccentric, I mean he's not generally appreciated. He doesn't have an initial appeal of his style. Some people might look at him and be like, "Ah, what is he even wearing?" I saw this post on Twitter that said that Burna Boy is one of the worst dressers when it comes to artists. I can understand where the person was coming from, because fashion is not generally, like, how will I say, art is not always appreciated by everybody. Some people get appealed by some certain kind of looks, and some people don't get appealed by it, and you can't blame anybody for accepting whatever it is they like. You can't do that. So Burna Boy actually has a beautiful style going on for him. I must say that his style is a perfect depiction of his stage self. He has come out and said that he is an African giant, and he's generally accepted as the African giant. And then his style is a perfect depiction of that. I mean, his style perfectly interprets his music, interprets his style, and then he has personalized it and made it his own. And then his sister Ronami Ogulu is one of his major designers, and she has really, really done a great job in styling Burna Boy. I must say, she has really done a great job in bringing out and interpreting his style through his music and through his fashion, and it's a really, really great thing. We also have artists like Asha. Asha has a beautiful thing going on for her. She has this urban but classy and chic look. It's all African, but it's still classy, African classy, and it's really, really nice. Asha has a beautiful style. She's very distinct. No one dresses like her. I mean, if she pulls up, then it's her. She's very unique and very stylish, I must say, and everything is all a fashion statement, I must say. And then we have artists like Thames. Thames is actually chic. She's very aesthetic. She likes to be comfortable. She likes to wear things that are not too out there. She doesn't like to expose her body and all of that. I really respect her for that. Not a lot of female artists these days like to cover up. Most artists like to be very sensual with their style of dressing, and it's okay. Everybody can look however it is they're comfortable with, and they're really influencing their fans. We have most of these sensual artists influencing the female fans more than the covered up ones, and it's okay. Everybody can like whatever it is they want to like, and it's really, really cool. So one of Thames designers is doing things right. And one said that Thames likes to, she likes to layer her outfits. She likes to put on maybe a jacket on her slim clothing, and she likes to wear clothes that she's comfortable in. If you look at Thames, it's all about comfort and looking good. She always looks good. That's for sure. And then we have artists like Davido, and if you hear about Davido, it's all flashy, all blings, blings, blings everywhere. He's all flashy, stylish, expensive. He likes to wear the most shiny jewelry, and then he likes to wear the most, permanent designs. And well, every artist has his own style. Some people like to be very African, and some people like to be foreign. But all this put together is more like a depiction of their sound. They are able to bring out their sound through their fashion. And then when you hear Davido's songs, it is also a depiction of his style, Obio, like Omo Baba Lowo, someone like a son of someone that has money, and he also has money. You understand? So he likes to show off his money with his outfit, and that is a really, really great thing. So coming down to our topic, the influence of Afrobeats in fashion industry, it is safe to say that Afrobeats has really, really influenced the fashion industry. Everybody wants to dress how their favorite artist is dressed like. Fans like to dress like their favorite artists. We have lots of accounts on Instagram of people that literally do a perfect example or depiction of their favorite artist. We have this guy on Instagram who mimics styles and dresses like Whiskey. He would do a complete Whiskey outfit for maybe his album cover or one of his posts on Instagram. And other artists, these fans are really, really taking it upon themselves to look like their favorite artist. And we also have some of these artists showing up on runway now. We have Davido, who was on runway. Davido and Whiskey, they were on a runway recently, and the both of them, I feel like these fashion designers have come to see that their fans, the general public, appreciate fashion more, or should I say, they want to wear what their favorite artists are wearing. So it is a very, very beautiful market strategy to use this artist to market your products, to market your fashion items, to market your brand in general. And if you want to style this artist, you have to be able to personalize their music. You have to be able to depict their sound in fashion, and then influencers, we're ready for it all. Bring it on. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. We have come to the end of fashion in Afrobeats, and I really love talking about this topic because it has really, really, brought out fashion in Afrobeats and brought out how Afrobeat artists are really influencing their fans, not just with their music, but with what they wear. And that's a beautiful thing. Make sure you follow us on all our social medias. You can follow us on Instagram at EVIP Magazine, follow us on Twitter at EVIP Magazine, follow us on Facebook and on YouTube at EVIP Magazine. Thank you so much for joining me. I am your host, Fortune, and we have come to the end of today's episode. Bye.